Okay, we're going to do a video on the new Metabo HPT 23 gauge pin nailer. 1 3/8 inch maximum capacity, and that's exactly what I ended up using on some small trim and some cheap crown molding we put up. So we'll go ahead and unbox her here and take a look at it. It does come in its own nice blow molded case. Safety glasses did come with it, owner's manual, all that good stuff. Even a bottle of oil, air tool oil. Kind of neat, as long as it don't leak out all over the place. So far it hasn't. I don't use it, I use genuine Hitachi power tool air oil. It does come with its own protective cover attached to it so you don't lose it, just to keep the dirt and dust out. That's kind of a nice touch. This is a very simple air gun. It's also very light. We're going to weigh them here and compare it to the 16 gauge Hitachi. You don't have to depress anything. You just hold it against it. It will not fire this way. You have to take your other finger, middle finger, ring finger, whatever, push it down, then it will fire. We'll demo that. It's called a NP35A, 1 3/8 inch maximum. The gun does come with a spare tip, and it's even got a little post. It wants to live right here. That's kind of cool. It just keeps from marring up your woodwork. The magazine release is a paddle. Rides down here. The 23 gauge pin nails are headless and extremely small. Each row will have several red arrows on it in the direction that they want you to fire it out. There's a channel that's located up in here. They want the nails to actually slide up into that channel. Looks like maybe about 1/8 of an inch. And that's it. Slides up and locks. Okay, we're going to weigh the pin nailer and compare it against the 16 gauge 2.5 inch finish nailer NT65 M2. So let's weigh this guy. This guy is so much lighter, but on the other hand, it's not driving a 16 gauge nail either. 16 gauge, look at the difference. Big difference. So the 16 gauge NT65 M2, let's weigh him. 3 pounds, 12.8 ounces. Now for the pin nailer, 2 pounds even. I like it when they make the math easy on me. Here's the math. 3 pounds, 12.8 ounces on the 16 gauge, 2 pounds even on the 23 gauge pin nailer. 1 3/4 pound lighter is the pin nailer. That's quite a bit. Okay, we have nails in it. When you buy a piece of equipment or a tool, it's your job and your responsibility to sit down and read your owner's and operator's manual on that piece of equipment. Don't take my word on nothing, but I just glanced. The operating pressure for this gun is not to exceed 100 psi. That's on the regulator side. The minimum is 64 psi. I did all my fake shiplap over the winter and plastic crown molding on about 65 to 70 psi. I did not have to make any adjustments. It was fine, perfect, right out of the box. And I forgot to mention, at Lowe's, I got this for $60. Pretty neat tool and a very handy tool for 60 bucks. Okay, my air feed coming to the gun is set on about 70 pounds. It's loaded and ready to go. We will not fire now because of the safety. It will only fire when I pull this back. Now it's going to fire every time, just like a semi-automatic pistol. You don't have to worry about settings on it for sequential or single fire, full automatic, semi-automatic. It is strictly semi-automatic, or I think they would call it single fire. There's no other features that have to be pushed. No other safeties. It's your job to hold the safety back with one hand. Now it's going to fire. It drove the nail. I doubt if you can even see it, it's so small. I like to fire a few before a job, just get the air pressure to settle down in a compressor. One of my biggest surprises for the first shot of a morning, and I don't remember what my air pressure was, it might have crept up 5mm Luon, RevolutionPly or whatever they call it. That's what we made our fake shiplap out of. And the first one that I shot actually shot the nail it actually blew the nail clear through it. So let's see if I can blow a hole clear through the RevolutionPly. Nope, it stuck it. So my air pressure, I'm assuming, crept up to 90 to 100 pounds to blow through it. It's barely countersunk. Still didn't blow through the foam. Looks like somewhere around 20 thousandths. But I wouldn't trust these. 1x2. You see the semi-automatic fire? As long as you hold that down, as long as you hold the safety down, you can let her eat. But they'll do their job. They're just made for trim, for fine finishing. Very sharp. You gotta be careful around these. And like on a piece of crown, no matter how you're gonna do it, just peels the crown because it is foam right off of it. What impressed me about this tool was it keeps flush no matter what you're driving through. You would think it would shoot it through the foam and bury it and not have anything left. But I'll show you what I mean. There's the thickness we're going through the foam. Let me get the gun right where you can see it. You can clearly see the silver, the heads of the pins right here. It didn't drive it on through any deeper. When you peel it off, there's the thickness left. So it does a good job on that. And the same way with the RevolutionPly, the 5mm stuff, it's going to be the same way. I can see the heads of the pins. Pull them right off. And these are 1 3/8 inch. That's the maximum length you can get in this tool. Okay, I want to show you a little feature with the tools, and it's probably the same on all these pin nailers. I'm sure it is. It's not exclusive to Hitachi or Metabo. But with this piece of foam molding, now put in a real thin place, it will blow through it. It will penetrate it with nothing behind it. Let's see if we can see the nail come out. Yeah, it just gently blew it out. It hit that and just fell right on the floor. Nothing high powered, nothing, no kind of a dangerous ricochet or anything. But when you get into the meat of the crown molding, roughly a 1/2 inch thick, maybe a little bit, it will retain the pin. Let's watch. It did not over penetrate the foam. There's the length, so it's right there, it's flush. You probably just can't see it. Now, if we put it on hardwood, it's going to do the same thing. Well, watch this. We'll do 2 of them. Okay, it drove through the foam, just like this one. It also went full length. That part kind of amazed me. I wasn't expecting that kind of performance without making any adjustment at all to this tool out of the box. Of course, when I peel it off, the nails are going to stay in the wood. And there you have it. You would think the power required to drive it into the 2x4 might be a little bit too deep because this is so soft, but it will not do it. With this soft foam, it makes a perfect depth, the same as if I was driving a 1x2 onto the 2x4. Same thing. That part surprised me. And this is my first experience with a pin nailer. So, all I can say is they work, and they work good. Well guys, I appreciate you taking your time to watch the video. If you don't mind, please subscribe. Everybody work safe, so stay safe and have a good one.